Well, America is already preparing for its next midterm elections. Campaigns are slowly gathering momentum, political attacks are becoming sharper. And now one proposal has started another national debate. Peter Tickton, basically a long-time friend and former schoolmate of President Mr. Donald Trump, he has urged the president to declare a national emergency before the upcoming midterm elections. Mr. Tickton, he claims that foreign interference and electronic voting system could threaten future election. Although there is no public evidence that has emerged proving that 2020 elections were stolen despite repeated allegations made over the past several years. He has also supported proposals calling for major changes to the American voting system. Now think about this. Elections are the foundation of every democracy. And that is why any claim involving election security that immediately becomes a national issue. Here, supporters of strict election law, they argue that stronger safeguards increase public confidence in the voting process. However, critics say that extraordinary measures should be taken when supported by clear evidence. That debate has continued in America ever since 2020 presidential elections. Even today, it remains one of the country's most politically sensitive issues. As the next elections move closer, discussions over voting law, in fact, election security and public trust are expected to become even more intense. And that means that America's political battle, it is far from over. And yes, while politicians continue arguing over elections in Washington, a heartbreaking tragedy has unfolded in another part of America. Whenever a war breaks out, there are always countries that try to act as mediators. They speak for both the ends. They speak to both the ends. They offer peace talk and they try to reduce tension. But what happens when one of those mediators itself becomes the suspect of controversy? Well, that is exactly what is happening with Pakistan as always. As the conflict involving the United States and Iran continues to draw global attention, several American lawmakers, they have openly questioned Pakistan's role as a possible mediator. The concern grew after a video of Pakistani Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif praising Iran's former Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei went viral. Republican Senator, in the meantime, Rick Scott, he argued that Washington should remember who Pakistan really is. While other US leaders, they also questioned whether Islamabad could act as a neutral mediator in such a sensitive conflict. Now think about this. A mediator is expected to be neutral, right? Both sides must believe that the country is fair and unbiased. But when political statements begin raising question about neutrality, confidence can quickly disappear. And of course, it's not the very first time when American lawmakers have expressed concern about Pakistan's foreign policy. Some have pointed to Islamabad's past position on Iran and Israel, while others argue that the United States should be very cautious before accepting Pakistan as a diplomatic bridge in that region. On the other hand, if we talk about Pakistan, well, that country continues to maintain that it supports peace and regional stability. But the debate in Washington, it shows how difficult diplomacy becomes during times of conflict. And yes, as tension continues across West Asia, every statement made by world leaders, it is now being watched carefully because in international politics, words can sometimes become as powerful as military action.